Okay, so the Patriots won Monday Night Football against the New York Jets, and they won the game last night on Monday Night Football. Sorry, I said it in that way. They won 33-0. Now, obviously, I knew the Patriots were going to win. The Jets just aren't a good team this year, and I just didn't think that it would get as bad for Sam Darnold as it did. I'm gonna let this play, and I'm gonna talk over it. But I'm gonna say this now. I'm saying this before the video starts. I feel bad, and I'm worried about the mind state of Sam Darnold after that game.
Welcome to Good Morning Football. We've got your highlights here. It's Tuesday. Week 7 is in the books. My name is Kay Adams. I'm a proud New England Patriots fantasy team owner. I am cleaning up, so I'm in a great mood this morning. We have Mr. Sean O'Hara with us for the next 3 hours.
Good morning. I'm a Patriot killer.
The
That's right.
Oh,
yes,
there he is.
Scoreboard.
One of the
Patriots Raider
greats.
Kyle Brandt, what's up? Hey, what's up?
It's autumnal. Look at that. I got my beard going. You guys, Saints, kind of disappointment. How about a good game? How about a good game in the Monday night? There's Tom Brady looking for his 8th straight against the Jets. The last Jets quarterback to beat him, Ryan Fitzpatrick. But he already up 10-0. Philip Dorsett, 26-yard touchdown. La-di-da. That was great. Tom Brady's really.
Now, before the season started, there were a lot of things going around YouTube, I'm pretty sure Twitter, talking about the Patriots wide receivers and who should get spots and who were most likely to get released. And as ridiculous as this is going to sound, some people actually believe that Philip Dorsett, that guy right there who time after time makes these incredible one-on-one catches downfield in the end zone, time after time makes these catches, he should get released, or he's most likely going to get released. And I'm sitting here defending this kid like, bro, he's in the circle. Like, he's in. There's no way they're going to release Philip Dorsett. He is in. Like, unless he does something to majorly fuck up, he is in. And apparently people, I guess, believe that he was on the chopping block, man, because Jacoby Myers, Maurice Harris, I mean, they really did believe this kid was on the chopping block, and I thought it was ridiculous.
Good. But the story of this game, as we see a glorious slow-motion replay at MetLife Stadium, was the offensive side of the ball for the Jets. Look at the two of them. It's like they're clones.
Did you say offensive or offensive?
I think it's both, Sean, because Sam Darnold, coming off this big win against the Cowboys, maybe some momentum, down 7-0 early. It just completely misses. It's intercepted by Devin McCourty, who has 36 interceptions on the season. Every pass gets picked up by Devin McCourty. Both of them. And Jason will be involved too. Double blitz, throws a...
And this should be another example. I just did a Cowboys video where I said they're overrated. All right, this should be a prime example of why. Now, they just said that Sam Darnold came off of a victory against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are not the Patriots. They're not. Not even close. Not even close. So you beating the Cowboys means absolutely nothing when the next week you have to play the Patriots.
Way over off the back foot. Sam Darnold was just kind of setting up shop all night, leaning back on one foot. It was very strange. Now it's 24-0. Not even close. Just nothing. Duron Harmon picks it off. Jets fan, 1,000-mile stare. Again, watch. We have a close-up on his feet. Anything to take attention off his spleen, I guess, but now it's his feet. And Gay's just like, dude, come on, let's go. It's 24 squat. We're at home on Monday Night Football. And then there's this. I saw Kurt Warner say Robbie Anderson should have crossed.
Let me back up a little bit. Let me let him finish, because I was just about to say something about that.
Gay's just like, dude, come on, let's go. It's 24 squat. We're at home on Monday Night Football. And then there's this. I saw Kurt Warner say Robbie Anderson should have crossed the face there, but whatever the case, another.
I'm going to say this, and I mean this when I say this. The entire Jets team failed Sam Darnold. Adam Gase failed Sam Darnold. They're failing this kid. sometimes when you're looked at as that next guy up, and I said something about this before, but when you're looked at as the next guy up, it comes with a lot of expectations, a lot of unwanted pressure. Sometimes just making it to the NFL is a major accomplishment for you, and you just want your career to play out however it's going to play out. But people, for some reason, have plans for you, have expectations for you, which that alone can derail your career. It can somewhat minimize your career. I am sure there are players who played in the NFL who were looked at as the guys that didn't have that kind of career, but were completely satisfied with the way their career played out. There are guys like that. I'm pretty sure there are guys like that. Out of all the NFL players that has ever played, I'm pretty sure there are some guys like that. But to other people who aren't you, who didn't play the position you played, who weren't in the league, they have expectations for you. Don't even know you, but they have expectations for you. And judging whether or not how you play, you're a failure. Your career was a failure. And Sam Darnold, and I'm not saying Sam Darnold is one of those guys. I'm saying Sam Darnold right now is under an extreme amount of pressure. He's under the kind of pressure that makes you question whether or not you really want to do this. And his team is failing him. His coach is failing him. I feel very bad for Sam Darnold, because this is being on the Jets right now is a lose-lose situation. Because even if Sam Darnold is able to play well, his team isn't good enough to really do anything, which is still a knock against him. And if Sam Darnold doesn't play well, I mean, people start bashing him, and now he's starting to draw comparisons to fucking Mark Sanchez. So lose, man. I mean,
back throw. We got Devin.
They go out real quick. They go out and they sign C.J. Mosley, and they get Le'Veon Bell, and they revamp this team, and they draft Keenan Williams, who's supposed to be the best player in the draft. And this team looked this bad. The coach is supposed to be the Band-Aid to a lot of issues, and a lot of times these coaches don't know what the hell they're doing. Adam Gase doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, but he's a great defensive mind. He's going to help this team. Yeah, but when you have a young kid like Sam Darnold at quarterback, what the fuck is a defensive mind going to do? This team looks worse than it did last year. And Todd Bowles got fired. This team looks worse now than it did last year.
40 coming in, and it's just raining interceptions. I'm trying to make this positive, guys, but this is my job. Sam Darnold, it's just like they're clones of each other.
The fadeaway jumper wasn't working.
No, I want the mid-range, but this is a red zone interception, a piece of cake for a great defense. That's Terrence Brooks. Great hair, and look at this defense. Belichick handing out hugs and handshakes. At some point, there's going to be a Brett Bielema cameo. Come on, Brett, there he is. Woo Pig Sooie. Guys, you don't see a lot of shutouts in this league. 33-0 on the road. Wow. But what was everyone talking about last night? There was a moment on the Jets sideline in which Sam Darnold was mic'd up from Monday Night Football and uttered some now infamous words. Go ahead.
Seeing ghosts. When I talk to the coaches, I just got to be, straight up.
That statement right there shows you that Sam Darnold right now is in a state of crisis right now. I'm seeing ghost is not a good thing when you're a quarterback. For anybody that has ever seen this movie, The Replacements, with Keanu Reeves, to be honest, low-key, this is one of my favorite sports movies to watch. But in that movie, when people were talking about their fears, they were talking about spiders, they were talking about all types of different things. I think one person even mentioned being buried alive or something. But Keanu Reeves' character said quicksand. And obviously people thought that he was talking about the obvious quicksand. But he was talking about sports kind of quicksand, where One mistake turns into 2 mistakes, turns into 3 mistakes, turns into 4 mistakes, turns into, just keeps piling up. And it's because you're trying to fix the mistakes, but what you think is the solution is just creating more mistakes. I kind of put what Sam Darnold said on that level where he's out there, he's trying to make things happen, but everything he seems to do to try to fix what he did before is just making the situation worse. And look, this is where your team is supposed to help you. It's not Sam Darnold's job to go out there and win that game. It's the team's job to go out there and win that game. It's the defense's job to stop New England as much as they can. And it's the receiver's job to get open. A lot of times when you watch him throw, he's under pressure. He's trying to get the ball out of his hands, trying to make a play downfield. And his receivers are just letting the cornerbacks do whatever. Like, there were 2 that I saw. There were 2 interceptions that were just the cornerback just being in the perfect spot and the receiver just staring at the fucking cornerback. I mean, what is he supposed to do? He's trying to stay in the pocket, which the defense is just bearing down on him, hitting him as much as they possibly can, which is a lot. And his receivers aren't fucking fighting for the ball. I mean, what is he supposed to do?
Up and, for me, I just got to see the field a lot better. That's kind of what that means. And
how much better can a person see the field when you have 3 200 or 250 to 350 pound guys running at you at full speed trying to take your head off? How much of the field are you supposed to see then? It's up to your team. Look at Brady. Brady is under the same amount of pressure as any other quarterback. But the only reason why he gets hit a lot less, is because he gets the ball out of his hands quicker. You know why? Because the coaches, they put together a game plan that allows him to get the ball out of his hands in 2 seconds. Go back and listen to what Joey Bosa said to Tom Brady on the field when they played in the playoffs last year. He said, "Man, stop getting the ball out your hands so fast," because that allows Brady not to get hit, his offensive line to be able to, somewhat seem like they're doing their job. And I don't know, it frustrates a defense when you can't get to a quarterback because he's throwing it so quick. Again, the coaches is what is keeping Tom Brady from getting hit as much as he is. The coaches in New York are supposed to be doing the same thing for Sam Darnold, and they're not.
It was a rough day out there.
He probably was feeling like guys were coming free when they might not have been. It's tough. That's what playing against these guys. If you don't pick some of this stuff up early, they're gonna.
No, if you don't pick some of the shit up early. Sam Darnold's job is to go out there and fucking execute your game plan. Your game plan is to prepare for everything that you could possibly face against a team. And it just did not seem like they were prepared. Sam Darnold. Bro, this is not Sam Darnold's fault, man. This is Adam Gase's fault. That guy with the fucking beard. It's his fault.
They're going to keep bringing it, and they're going to find different ways to bring it.
That's the man. That's the boogeyman.
And that's when you're supposed to prepare him and prepare the team. This is why New England, they go over something called situational football. They do situational things in practice. Things that you may not think is important, but eventually you're going to see. So that way when it happens, you're prepared. That's what a great coach is supposed to do. Not wait for some shit to happen and then you try to freestyle when it fucking comes up. Like, come on, man.
You talk about the kind of the continuity of your defense, where up front you guys put. Sorry, he really said that.
Yeah. Well, how were you guys able?
That's bad. I'm seeing ghosts on a football field is bad. It reminds me of that movie fucking Any Given Sunday where Jamie Foxx character saw he was talking to Al Pacino, and Al Pacino was telling him about the ghost or something like that, and then he started seeing the ghost later in the movie. Bro, that is not a good thing. That's not a good thing, man, and it just highlights where this kid is mentally, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Sam Darnold decides to hang his shit up early, man. Because, Jesus, this is just not good, man. It's not good.
To rattle him for him to see
That's
go.
crazy for him to say that. It is. That makes it real. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Kyle Van Noy's living his best life.
Yes.
We've got boogeymen, we've got ghosts, just in time for Halloween, gentlemen.
Wow.
That is a staggering statement, Kyle.
It's tough for a quarterback to say, I see ghosts out there. Okay, you brought it up before the show. Like, what are the things they could have said that is worse?
What's worse than saying?
Like, what could you have said that walk? And I haven't listened to Mina Kimes' new podcast. Like, that's the only thing that could piss off Twitter more than I see.
Sometimes I don't like to listen to Kyle Brandt's his opinions, man, because sometimes he goes a little bit too flamboyant with his shit.
Ghosts out there. And why was he mic'd up? Why?
That's my biggest question. Why?
That's a good question, and that's the question I have. Why did they leave his mic on, and why? When you're losing that bad, everybody's mic on that sideline needs to be off. But you know what? You know what I think? If the Jets coaches allowed his microphone to stay up, it's another fail by them. But if somebody else, whoever put the mics on them, allowed them to stay up, they must have did it for a soundbite. Because there's no reason. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry. There's no reason for that soundbite to get out. There's no reason for that soundbite to be a thing. Honestly, that should have been scrubbed, to be honest. But apparently it happened during the television broadcast. It's just not a bad look. I mean, it's not a good look. It's not a good look for Sam Darnold. It's not a good look for the Jets.
Why would you even let him be mic'd up on ESPN against the best defense in the NFL right now? That was a recipe for disaster.
So what, Gay should have said.
I won't say all that. Look, I'll say once they realized that the game was as bad as it was, and it's the coach's job. All right, the coach's job is so much. They are so important to players. Like, Adam Gase should be a part-time fucking counselor for his players. Like, this is because you need to know what the minds of your players are. You need to be able to. It's like being a fucking general. You need to know the minds of your troops. You need to know who you're going to battle with. You need to know what will. You need to know what will get them going, what will shake them, and have them prepared to be successful as they can be. You need to know the mind of your players. You need to know the mindset of your players, the mind state of your players. And it didn't seem like he understood the situation, man. It did not seem like he understood it.
No, we're not micing up.
Can they say no? How does that go?
Yeah, you can absolutely. You could turn down the microphone, and that's what they should have done. They said, "Look, we're not. Nothing good is going to come out of any of the audible stuff you're going to hear from this." So they should have. They should have called an audible on the mic check there.
Emotional moment. He probably forgot he was mic'd up, right? Clearly.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think back of like NFL sound. We always laugh at like the funny follies, but that one is like revealing. It's bad, and
it's not a good look, and I can't stress that enough, man. And every time I hear it in my head, him saying that, it makes me feel bad for Sam Darnold. And I would completely understand if this kid decided to walk away at some point. I'm not saying this year or next year, but at some point, if the league becomes too much, it benefits him. And listen, many people think that the Patriots are in the easiest division, all right? And I'm not saying that's true, and I'm not saying it's not true. But the Jets aren't in the easy division. When you got to play New England every year, when you have to play Buffalo, those are tough games. The Buffalo Bills, the Jets. I mean, I would throw the Dolphins in there, man. But right now, the Dolphins suck. They're trash. I'm sorry. But when you got to play the Patriots twice a year, man, knowing what's going to happen, you may have a chance to win. You may not have a chance to win. I mean, when you lose like this, man, can you look forward to like another 4 years of this shit before you decide, look, I just need to leave? I don't know, man. I don't know. I got to keep a close eye on Sam Darnold and see how his progress goes, because this was not good at all.
Brian Costello writes for the New York Post. He was like, "This feels like Thanksgiving 2012." That was the butt fumble game, and that's what that felt like last night. It felt like it was that low on a national audience. Like, I see ghosts. It's tough. It's like Sixth Sense type.
And the symmetry with the boogeyman nickname that the Patriots have adopted, it's almost like he was doing it on purpose. Look, I credit Darnold after.
Just skip ahead, sorry.
Any two Wawa Sizzlies are now $4. From Applewood smoked bacon to savory.
Afterwards, he owned it. He said, look, this is what I was thinking. This is what I said. But in this media market, in these headlines, like, this was on a tee to drive it 300 yards. It's a terrible soundbite.
But it's a terrible. It didn't do anything for me, though. I was at the game, so I wasn't watching at home. I didn't hear the sound. I didn't know the sound existed.
Lucky
I wasn't
you.
on my phone. And I saw how brutal the game was, and I saw I was amidst the Jets fans. I didn't need the I'm seeing ghosts, and I didn't need that to show me the gravity of what was going on the field. So before we overdo it all day long with the Sam Darnold comments, which you already talked about, there are also other things he was mic'd up on. He made a mistake, or there was a bad call. He went on the sideline. He was also mic'd up, and he said, I need to be louder.
Yeah, there was a play early on. He was trying to call out.
It's not about being louder, man. It's about being put in the best situation to succeed. All right? There are plenty of players who are successful, and they are not the most vocal leaders at quarterback. They're not the most vocal leaders, but they still have some resemblance of success. It's because the coach it's because the coach puts them in a position to succeed. It's the coach's job, not his, man.
Out the protection and the mics, and he's saying, hey, 58's the mic, and he's telling his offensive line, we got to block him, and they didn't block him. And instead of coming over the sideline and saying,
I see
hey,
ghosts, Sean.
I
see
said
ghosts.
mic.
What the
Is
hell?
it that bad?
He owned it. He said, look, I got to be louder, and the offensive line should help them out.
It's revealing that you've got doubts about your offense. You can't recover. It's everything. You are a lost.
Or maybe
lost
even you're
quarterback.
scared. I mean, look. I think I talk to myself a lot, and I think a lot of athletes do on the sideline just kind of ramble. But if you look into his inner monologue, I see ghosts means I have no idea what's going on out there. I'm scared. My eyes are this wide. And Sam Darnold's the guy who was drafted to beat the Patriots. It's just
the same weekend Lamar
a tough
Jackson
soundbite.
runs all over Seattle.
It's actually, it's a football cliche that we say it a lot. And
Yeah,
I
he's
used
out
to
there
say it to
seeing
coaches,
ghosts.
look, hey, let's not chase ghosts here. All right, this is not a defense that they've run, or, the quarterback is seeing ghosts back there. And you heard Adam Gase say, look, he thinks the blitz is coming and it's not coming, or I feel like there's pressure, there's nobody there. We've seen Brady do it. Brady's tucked down before, there's nobody around him. Peyton Manning did it. So, but to hear him say it, and to your point, the fact that they call themselves the boogeyman, it's the week of Halloween, it's Monday Night Football. Like, this couldn't have been a worse time.
All right, and I'm done after this, but this is the kind of thing that can carry on with a player. I would not be surprised if Sam Darnold comes out the next 2 or 3 weeks and he just does not look good at all. and it looks like there's something wrong. I would not be surprised. I'm hoping he's able to get past this. I'm hoping he's able to seek whatever solace he can to, to get those thoughts out of his head. Because those are the kind of thoughts that can carry with you for the rest of the season. Sometimes they can carry with you for the rest of your career. There are players who have mentalities like this at some point in their careers, and they just aren't the same, and they end up retiring. Muggsy Bogues is one for one. Like, it happens, man. It happens. But all right, man, that's it. I wish the best for Sam Darnold.